be on their way out. Give us the lowdown on these, please.
£150 million worth of talent right there in front of us. Now, we know that Jadon Sancho, on loan at Chelsea last year, into the final year of his contract, huge investment from Manchester United, upwards of £70 million. It's expected he'll depart Old Trafford at some stage this summer, but what will they get for him? And of course, the big stumbling block is he's on huge wages. Anthony, Real Betis on loan. Andy well got to the Europa Conference League final, still has a couple of years left on his Manchester United contract. Another big investment from Manchester United of 80 million. What will they claw back from him? Maybe 30, maybe 40 at a push, but we know that sides in La Liga don't have the type of funds that they do in Saudi Arabia or the Premier League. Marcus Rashford, another big hitter, 3 years left on his Old Trafford deal. He's spoken publicly about his desire to go and play in the Champions League, which limits his options in England. We know that there are interested sides in Europe. He'd desperately love to go and play for Barcelona, but whether or not that will happen, it feels unlikely at this stage. Manchester United would have to pay a big chunk of his wages, and of course, he would have to find the right club that could satisfy his desires and needs. And Alejandro Garnacho, all of the noise really coming from him and his camp. Manchester United undecided about what they're doing with him. He's made noises he'd like to leave. Of course, a lot of value there in that player. But when you look at these four, huge potential income there for Manchester United. And obviously that could be used to refund this bill. In signing a new number 9 at Old Trafford, one of the players on their radar. We know there has been links with Victor Gyökeres and Benjamin Sesko. Another player of interest, the 29-year-old at Aston Villa, Ollie Watkins. Manchester United are exploring a potential deal for someone who has 3 years left on their Villa contract. This will have no effect on Rasmus Højlund and what they decide to do with him or his future. But as of yet, it's important to point out there has been no club-to-club contact between Villa and Manchester United. And of course, this will be funded by a number of players leaving Old Trafford this summer as well. But this is certainly one to keep an eye on as Manchester United look to strengthen right through the middle.
And Victor Osimhen has been linked with a move to Old Trafford this summer. How likely is that one looking?
Well, Manchester United have been interested in number 9. We know that Victor Osimhen has been on the radar of a number of Premier League sides over the course of the last couple of years, really. He's been one of those players scoring goals in Europe. Things haven't worked out at Napoli. Spent last season on loan at Galatasaray, where he scored 26 goals in 30 league games. He got 6 goals in 7 appearances in the Europa League as well. There has been a persistent link with Saudi Arabia. One other thing coming from our Sky colleagues in Italy is that Juventus are considering making an offer to Napoli for the 26-year-old. That's if they get confirmation from his representatives that he would be willing to go to Juventus. If he gets a green light, then they will approach Napoli for club-to-club talks about potentially doing a deal. Be interesting to see if that sparks any interest from Premier League sides, because we know there are a number of teams, Arsenal in the market for number 9, Chelsea possibly in the market for number 9, depending on what happens with Nicholas Jackson. We know that Manchester United are in the market for number 9, Liverpool possibly, Newcastle possibly. Now, the thing about Victor Osimhen, big player, big personality, big wages, and that may be a stumbling block for some Premier League sides. But it's always worth keeping an eye on his situation.
Yeah.
Marcus